ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुने शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादर्शिभ्यो प्रह्लादादि भक्तजनेभ्यो मत्स्यादवतारेभ्यो आदित्यादि नवग्रहदेवताभ्यो नमः। श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। आद्यशङ्कराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ पंचविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। Chant from verse 23. मदर्पणं निष्फलं वा सात्विकं निजकर्म ततो राजसं फलसङ्कल्पं हिंसा प्रायादितामसं कैवल्यं सात्विकं ज्ञानं रजो वैकल्पिकं च यतो प्राकृतं तामसं ज्ञानं मन्निष्ठं निर्गुणं स्मृतं वनं तु सात्विको वासः ग्रामो राजस उच्यते तामसं द्योतसदनं मन्निकेतं तु निर्गुणं सात्विकः कारकः असङ्गी रागान्धो राजसः स्मृतः तामसः स्मृतिविभ्रष्टः निर्गुणो मदपाश्रयः सात्विकी आध्यात्मिकी श्रद्धा कर्म श्रद्धा तु राजसी तामसी अधर्मे या श्रद्धा मत्सेवायां तु निर्गुणा पथ्यं पोतम् अनायस्तम् आहार्यं सात्विकं स्मृतं राजसं चेन्द्रियप्रेष्ठं तामसं च आर्तिदा अशुचि सात्विकं सुखमात्मोत्थं विषयोत्थं तु राजसं तामसं मोहदैन्योत्थं निर्गुणं मदपाश्रयं द्रव्यं देशः कालः फलं कालः ज्ञानं कर्म च कारकः श्रद्धा अवस्था आकृतिः निष्ठा त्रैगुण्यः सर्व एव हि सर्वे गुणमया बाबाः पुरुषा व्यक्तधिष्ठिताः दृष्टं श्रुतम् अनुध्यातं बुद्ध्या वा पुरुषर्षभ एताः संश्रुतयः पुंसः गुणकर्मनिबन्धनाः येने मे निर्जिताः सौम्य गुणा जीवेन चित्तजाः भक्तियोगेन मन्निष्ठः मद्भावाय प्रपद्यते तस्मात् देहमिमं लब्ध्वा ज्ञानविज्ञानसम्भवं गुणसङ्गं विनिर्धूय मां भजन्तु विचक्षणाः निस्सङ्गो मां भजेद्विद्वान् अप्रमत्तो जितेन्द्रियः रजस्तमश्चाभिजयेत् सत्त्वसंसेवया मुनिः सत्त्वं च अभिजयेत् युक्तः नैरपेक्षेण शान्तधीः सम्पद्यते गुणैर्मुक्तः जीवो जीवं विहाय मां जीवो जीवविनिर्मुक्तः गुणैश्चाशयसम्भवैः मयैव ब्रह्मणा पूर्णः न बहिर्नान्तरश्चरेत्। इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे गुणत्रयविभागयोगो नाम पञ्चविंशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरुशरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीनारद व्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ श्रीमद्भागवतं पुराणतिलकं यद्वैष्णवानां धनं यस्मिन् पारमहंसमेवममलं ज्ञानं परं गीयते यत्र ज्ञानविरागभक्तिसहितं नैष्कर्म्यमाविष्कृतं तच्छृण्वन् प्रपठन् विचारणमर्हः भक्त्या विमुच्येन्नरः। ॐ नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। ॐ श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ पञ्चविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच Having saluted the gurus, all the devatas of Bhagavata and also our Ishta Devata Guru Parampara, what one thing we have to remember is, along with our own efforts, we have to create conducive atmospheres also around us as much as possible. More than these two, the continuous invocation of these divine higher powers who are very much there managing outer worlds as well as inner worlds of every jiva. So invoking their blessings, their grace also to keep us on the path. In fact, after certain time, more than our inner and outer efforts, what we can see is, it is we, when we are chosen by those divine expressions, that they bless us more for our sadhana than our effort. After being taught by them, educated by them, guided by them, then we only do ultimately. But we know that in the conviction as well as in the clarity as to what sadhana I have to do, even in the power of doing all sadhana, we can continuously see the unseen hand of the divinity. Therefore, we at our intellectual minds levels or even vasana level, we are pulled towards the world time and again, forgetting our goal and sadhana. But when we keep on putting that application to those divine powers, they are like the mother and father who always try to put the child on the right track. So to all these devatas, these Mitra Varunadi devatas in the Upanishad as we study, or in Bhagavata, the entire Bhagavata Acharya Parampara, or in Upanishad, all Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Even these Yajnavalkya Rishi, Vaishampayana Rishi, Veda Vyasa Rishi, Adi Shankara Rishi, they have not disappeared. They are very much there. When we invoke their blessings, definitely they come and they work wonders. They see to it that we are always pulled back onto the path with all the inspiration, with all the zest and zeal. And if we don't remember or invoke their grace, if we depend only on our memory, our inspiration, personal, our own efforts, we are doing definitely, but not as effective as when we can do sadhana when we are blessed by the gurus. So keep that in mind. Fill up the gaps in our day schedule with these prayerful thoughts. It can be any number of times, it can be n number of times. Keep me on the path, O Lord. O Guru, O Guru Tattva, O Guru Parambara, O Rishi Muni Samoha, O Devata Parambara. May I be on spiritual path. May I be on the Mukti Marga. May I be on the Atma Gnana Marga. May I be on the Shastra Adhyayana Marga. So in that way, keep on applying to them. Then they, in their own capacity, see to it that the en route obstacles they remove, they make our path toward the Lord. They give some shortcut methods. They give some such beautiful ideas which otherwise we would have not got. Even we study books or listen to someone, but those devatas give such small but very effective convictions, some commitments, some ideas, some plans, somehow to be on the path effectively. This can be experienced. All the devatas. It can be your own Ishta Devata, it is Panchayatana Devata, it is Saguna Sakara Devata or Saguna Nirakara Devata. कुछ भी हो वो है उसको मानो और keep on praying, that will help us. So we all also, you and I, those who are meeting every day morning and evening, maybe become more serious, sincere in our prayer, more and more sincere. कि may this endeavor of ours not only stop here, should never stop here. May we be fully equipped with our own sadhana and even siddhi, and then may it spread all around that more and more jivas find this moksha as their path, mukti as their laksha, mumukshata as the qualification, then Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana as the path. May it happen, O Lord. In this way, we can go on praying. Then everybody's minds, as they are turned toward the Lord, divine, ultimate goal, then they become less problematic to themselves and also the world. This is what we have to do along with whatever we are able to do. Means what? Praying to the Lord and not doing anything is also wrong. Doing ourselves but not invoking the higher power also won't help us, because sometimes the difficulties are unsurmountable, inner and outer. Then both are required to be done. And not doing both of them, neither requesting the Bhagavan or Lord in different forms, nor we are doing anything, then we are totally gone case. That ours will be only falling down on. So maybe that way, once again, remember Parabrahma, Narayana, Brahmadeva, Sanakadi Muni, Vedavyasa, Narada, Vedavyasa, Shukadeva, and all the subsequent acharyas of Bhagavata, immediately after Shukadeva is Suta Mahamuni. And all of them. May all of them be in our entire personality throughout our course of not only studying Bhagavatam, but in our various studies. We mean it. Our prayers are serious. We have full faith in you. You will come to us. We know when you bless us, nothing becomes impossible. Whether it's the study of Bhagavat, it's the study of Ramayana, maybe of Prakarana Granthas, or the Itihasas, or the Puranas, or the Smriti, or Shruti, or even the Prasthanatraya. Hey Bhagavan, when your beautiful, benign, kind, compassionate looks or grace is on us, nothing is impossible. So having said so, we will come now to our today's satsang on the Trigunas as explained in the chapter 25 by Lord Krishna himself to Uddhavji in Bhagavata Mahapurana 11th Skandham. So yesterday we saw up to the sloka number 22 we have seen, 23 we have seen, even 23 tak aa gaye. 23, 24 we touch, from 25 onwards we will see. Om Madarpanam Nishpalam Va Satvikam Nija Karma Tato Rajasam phala sankalpam himsa prayadi tamasam. In this shloka, karma defined as sattvic, rasic, tamasic, depending on these lakshanas. So these karmas are called as sattvika, which are nija karma, swadharma karma, which are nishphala, where there is no any phala apeksha is kept on that, and there the entire setup of karma, karta, karma, the kriya, then the karma phala, all of that, the whole set one is arpanam to Paramatma. This is the sattvika way of doing karma. Obviously, the result of that is what? Our antakarana becoming free from all the pressures of the doership, pressures of the palasaktis, pressures of the enjoyership. Be attentive here. So, this is the wisest way, most peaceful way, happy way of living. That this way the life has to be lived, this point doesn't click to us. That's where we are in the delusion or moha. What is delusion or moha? I must become a karta and I should do all karma and I should get all the phala and I should become the bhokta. Then only I will be peaceful and happy. This sort of very strong wrong notions are there in every one of us, and they alone are watered or empowered or strengthened in the entire outer system of the world. Actually, we are not understanding, but the fact is what? When the heart is free from all these heavy loads and burdens, it is so at ease and peace and happiness. Not only that, with that peaceful, happy mind, it is so easy for the Guru to turn our attention from the external to the internal with a small little chavi and direct us towards the truth, the reality, the self, the infinite Paramatma. When that is discovered, then the bliss is permanent. Anand. So, when Shastras speak about these type of shlokas, when we have to be very careful in catching the main essence. Otherwise, what will happen? What is that offering to the Lord? What is that I should not expect the follow? And I have to do only the routine of my own dharma. What is this? There is no charm at all. This definitely there is no charm compared to our earlier wrong life, where we were imagining some pleasures. But when you become calm and quiet and understand, as well as for a few years when you do them, then it will be very clearly understood by us. The peace experienced, the self respect experienced, the joy experienced, more than all that, the fulfillment experienced as a result of this type life is a million times greater than imagining this and that in the world outside as a phala and doing very lot of funny karmas एंड वेटिंग फॉर द कर्म फला उन सब से ये महान है खुद को पता चलेगा प्रयोग करने से Gurus only can give advice. We have to understand, practice, see the benefit out of it, get convinced, and be continuous on that path. So here when he says that is called sattva karma, which is arpana to the Lord, which is nija karma, is also phalarahita, phalasakti rahita. Then on each one of them, why it should be Madarpanam, why it is Padashakti Rahita, what is Nija Karma. Then lot of thesis, so many times in so many other classes we discussed. So it becomes only a repetition if you tell. First point in one sentence, if you want me to say, Nija Karma is we came here only to do Nija Karma. In that only there is fulfillment. Not doing Nija Karma and doing not that which is not Nija Karma only adds up to a problem. Like in an office system, you are there to do your own work. You are not allowed to do others' work and leaving your work. Why? The entire office system, what are the works required, who is fit for doing what, that is very systematically planned and each one is given that job. If everybody says that I will not do my work and I do others' work, there will be everything chaotic there. In any machinery system also, each part does its work efficiently. The total system works good. That part also gets its own part of benefit or whatever. That is the because of that is the reason because of which we have to only the swakarma. There should never be doubt in that. Nija karma. Not doing my karma, doing others' karma, both are wrong. Further, you think and understand about it. We will create new vasanas. Then the purpose for which we came to do nija karma, that also is pending or postponed. All this put together becomes such a huge burden for us in further lives. All that we have to know. Second is why phala sakti should not be. Because phala sakti conditions our mind. By that, what happens? What karma we do, for that, what inner result has to come, that we don't get. And what karma we do, the result is result giver is a Bhagavan. And he knows to what karma, what result is to be given. In fact, he gives best result only. But because we are conditioned by karma phala sakti, even the best result given, that also will not make us happy. And then the trick of the mind, wanting some phala and doing something but not fulfilling exactly that, makes us all the time getting disappointed. The relation here is what karma I do, exactly the result Lord gives. What karma I do, what Lord gives result. They are one set. In that there is no problem. But what I desire as a result is totally different thing. Sometimes it may match, sometimes it may not match. More important in that, what exactly result should be given, Lord knows it, no? He will give the best one only. That non-insistence on a particular result makes us accept any result and enjoy it. That is a fulfillment. And it is not that I do karma exactly, therefore I can command the result. ऐसा नहीं होता है दुनिया में. जैसे मैं स्पीड से गाड़ी में जाता हूँ तो मुझे आराम से पहुँचना. You may desire it, but it is not possible because you are not the only person on the road. Hundred thousands are going. Road is for everyone. Travel everybody will have to do. Then when there is more than one person is there, definitely the rules will apply. So the Lal Batti will be there, you have to stop. The speed limits are there, we have to follow them. Overtaking limits are there, you have to follow. Speed breakers will be there, you have to oblige. ये कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होता. In the same way, I may do karma, but the giver of the result has to think about so many other permutations and combinations before giving us. Because he has to manage the show of the entire world. Therefore, when I insist on a particular result, it won't happen. Because the Lord's vision of giving phala is different for everyone. Because सबको मिलाकर देना, he will have to take into account the entire movement of the stars, वहाँ से लेकर entire prakriti and all the jivas. A phala given to me by the Lord has its own effect on a jiva who is millions, thousands of miles away from me. You know, that's how it works. The whole universe is connected within. Is it not like the food I eat through the mouth has its own effect in the stomach, which is little lower. ये दूर है थोड़ा दोनों के बीच में, फिर भी इसका असर उस पे होता है. Not only that, it has effect on every part on the body. If too much of spicy hot food I through the tongue for the sake of tongue satisfaction I eat, it goes into stomach and it creates such a heat that everywhere there will be boils in the body. आप सफर हो जाओगे. ऐसा कैसा हुआ भाई, मुंह में खाया तो इधर उधर बॉयल्स क्यों हुए? They are all connected. So too, universe is connected. Every jiva connected to each other. We are a part of samashti. You can never have any independent thing anytime. We only imagine. But that is another reason for which we have to not have the phalasakti. And so many main things we are sharing. So to why Madarpanam? When we do Madarpanam, then only all our limitations of Jiva Bhava, Upadi, ownership, they all can be get rid of. Then whatever is given to us by the Lord, when it is given back to Him, He will be happy and He will give us a better wala. Madarpanam. Therefore, Madarpanam, Nija Karma, and we also seen Phalarasakti Rahita is Satvika. Then the karma which has got phala sankalpa is rajasa. In that, he'll always be tensed, worried about whether what result I expect it came or not. If it comes, he jumps with joy and he creates all accidents. If it doesn't come, then become frustrated and he will blame everyone. So that the Rajasic person always is in a disturbed mood of mind. That karma is Rajasic karma. Himsa prayati tamasic karma, any karma done with an idea of doing himsa to any other jiva, that karma is tamasika, even if that karma is of a spiritual nature of doing puja upasana. All the pujaएं हैं उसमें क्षुद्र पूजाएं हैं, all that where you expect the himsa of others, never in life we should yield to them, never ever. Toward the all beings we have only one right and duty of loving them, praying for their welfare, that's it, whoever they are. As we ourselves as spiritual seekers, we should never think of the harm of any jiva. सब इवॉल्व होना है, सब बढ़िया रहना है, सब खुश रहना है. सो हिंसा को मन में रखकर कोई भी कर्म किया जाता है वो पाप कर्म है. And I'm not giving a lot of examples. We can see in our own house so many times deliberately to trouble the other person, the volume of the TV, radio is increased. Is it not? To trouble the other person, an item is hidden there, or some problem is done in cooking the food and all. जानबूझकर हम दूसरों का हर तरह से हिंसा करते हैं. Putting the vehicle in a wrong place, or deliberately not giving side for the fellow to overtake us during driving. All of that is causing himsa to the others. Is it not? Himsa prayadi tamasam. Where praya rupena himsa is there in the mind, that is called tamas. Not even little idea of any himsa from ours to others. Even dream we should not think. That's why the Paramadharma with which entire universe becomes one unit and enjoys. The Paramadharma is called Ahimsa. Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha. It's not just made a sentence to entertain us. Not to make a feeling out of it. अच्छा अहिंसा परम धर्म नहीं भैया, ये तो fact है, truth है. When it is Paramadharma, it means that should be practiced first. Whether you help others or not, that God knows. Don't do himsa to others. Avoiding negative is more important than doing positive. Because when how much ever positive you do, if you add some negative to that, it destroys the beauty of all the positive. You understand? In everything, in a food recipe also, everything is made good, but little negative added, whole taste goes away. In any relation, everywhere it is so. So much positive love, help you have done, but little negative is there, it spoils all the positive. People will never understand you how much you loved them, how much you helped them, how much you served them. All that they forget for little of negative, and you will see how much painful it is. Therefore, himsa. हम्म, एक ही बढ़िया सा क्वालिटी है, अहिंसा अहिंसा अहिंसा, बस. तो कायिक हिंसा होता है, वाचिक हिंसा होता है, मानसिक हिंसा होता है, विषय वस्तु संबंधी हिंसा होता है. स्पॉइलिंग अदर्स थिंग्स, स्पॉइलिंग अदर्स प्रोग्रेसेस, प्रोजेक्ट्स, प्रॉस्पेरिटीज, सक्सेसेस, ये सब हिंसा होना ही नहीं चाहिए. And actually, you may not like it, but only a true sannyasi can be a ahimsavadi. For two reasons. That one, he is seeing the Lord everywhere. Second, he has no identity of his own. Other hand, the one who has a specific identity of his own, having and wanting to maintain it, and who is not seeing divinity, therefore is not having a total respect and reverence, he ends up in doing himsa knowingly or unknowingly. Knowing himsas, the himsas done knowingly are given severe punishments. Even unknowingly himsa done also gives punishments given. The unknowing himsas are called panchapatakas. Panchapataka, where unknowingly we harm the insects or any beings unknowingly only. हिंसा होता है. उसका बाप पड़ोस घर में वो पेशेंट सो रहा है बेचारा, बहुत तबीयत खराब। 4 बजे उठ के आपने ऐसा कोई आवाज वाला किया इन योर ओन हाउस, दैट पेशेंट्स इज स्लीप इज डिस्टर्ब्ड, हिज क्यूरिंग इज डिलेड, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड हिंसा. No, 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 I did in my house, it happened. Yeah, how can I have never thought of it. He should have gone somewhere else. How do you put me? No, all this won't be accepted. At that morning hours, you have to be calm, quite careful only. इसलिए हिंसा. अब 4 बजे उठ के घंटी बजाए सबको उठाए, यू डोंट से सुबह 4 बजे सब उठकर ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में पूजा करना चाहिए. दैट इज फॉर यू, नॉट फॉर यू टू डू डिस्टर्ब अदर्स. तो यूर घंटी बजाओ टू द लॉर्ड is not accepted by the Lord because you disturbed his other children who were happily sleeping. Like that, so many ways. So too when you travel, there's a patient. You want to open the window for your winds, but that is troubling that patient. होने दो, I want to enjoy. That is the himsa. त्यागी ही हिंसा को छोड़ सकते हैं. जो भोगी स्वार्थी है वो तो हर क्षण हिंसा करता रहता है, एंड दैट हिंसा का हिसाब होता ही रहता है. सेम थिंग गिवन बैक टू अस. You understand now why we are suffering physically, suffering psychologically, suffering monetarily, suffering in the society as social being. It's only result of known or unknown himsa done by us continuously, constantly. दैट इज कॉल्ड तामसिक कर्म. जो अपने हाथ में नहीं तो छोड़ो, लेकिन जो हाथ में है उसमें संभाल के रहना. हो गया. दिस इज व्हाट इज दिस श्लोक. देन कैवल्यम सात्विकम ज्ञानम रजो वैकल्पिकम जयतो प्राकृतम तामसम ज्ञानम मन्निष्ठम निर्गुणम स्मृतम. सो सात्विक ज्ञानम इज केवलता. केवल यूनिवर्सल वन परमात्मा alone is there, or by every means we are trying to bring oneness only. That jnanam is sattvika jnana. Because in that oneness, the things become synergized. The synergy has more energy. Then that will make work happen well. It leads to the result of everyone. Everybody is benefit out of that result. एकता में. अनेकता में शक्तियां बढ़ जाते हैं. उसके कारण मेहनत ज़्यादा लगता है, फल कम होता है. सो बाय ऑल मीन्स व्हेन वननेस इज ब्रॉट, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ज्ञानम सात्विकम. सो इन द अर्लियर मंत्र 3 टाइप्स ऑफ कर्म आर टोल्ड. इन दिस मंत्र द 3 टाइप्स ऑफ ज्ञानम आर टोल्ड. केवलता, एकता को एस्टैब्लिश करने वाला ज्ञान सात्विक ज्ञान. एज वी टोल्ड यस्टरडे इन सो मेनी वेज, बट अल्टीमेटली एकता को लाने वाला ज्ञान है. सब में है परमात्मा एक. This is the trick. This is the only sadhana. When this one is done, it makes all sadhanas happen. It makes all the obstacles go away. वो क्या है? तुम में, हम में, इनमें, उनमें, सब में एक ही परमात्मा. For this, you need not study Tattvamasi Mahavakyopadesh. You need not study Ishavasam Idagam Sarvam Yatkincha. You need not study any of the Bhashya. Those are intellectuals, those who want to systematically, for them all of them are written. It doesn't mean that only through them one reaches. Tvai mayi cha anyatra eko Vishnu ho, bas isko pagdo. Immediately vyartam kopya samaya sa Vishnu ho, bhava samachitta sarvatratvam, vancha sasirad yadi Vishnutvam. All the kopa will go away, then samachitta will come, then the Vishnu is all pervading, is revealed to us. This one sadhana. त्वयि मयि अन्यत्र एकः विष्णुः. In me, in you, in him, what is playing, the inner thing is one. What is it? Let us know later on. But पहले एक ही है, उसको दृढ़ बनाओ. Then तो क्या करना चाहिए, तो उनको कैसे पहचानना चाहिए, ये क्वेश्चन बाद में आएंगे तो तब जवाब देंगे. तो क्या है मतलब, लव एवरीवन, फॉरगिव एवरीवन एंड ऑल दैट, सर्व एवरीवन. देन उनको कैसे पहचानना है. ऑल दैट वी क्रिएट्स डिफरेंसेस यू ड्रॉप. ऑल विच इज डिफरेंशियल इज ड्रॉप्ड. व्हाट इज नॉन डिफरेंशियल यू कैच इट, देन यू विल नो दैट वन. और फिर बाद में, पहले तो एको विष्णु, एको नारायण, एको शिवा. दिस कॉल्ड एज कैवल्य ज्ञानम, दैट इज सात्विकम. देन वैकल्पिकम च ज्ञानम यत, दैट इज राजसिक. वेयर एनी और एवरी और व्हाटएवर पॉसिबल Reasons are found or discovered to find the differences. It's called Rajasika Jnana. Is it not? Rajoguna. And you can see also the one who is taking all together united. His mind is satvika and in his presence other feel secure. You know, sabka saath, sabka vikas. That sentence, it's not because some political party is doing anybody. If somebody is genuine in that thought, you can see the bitter enemy people also feel little secured in your presence. Because that is ekatavala thought. That is satvika jnana. And that should be the way in a country or world where, because of some reason, at certain period, so many of varieties which are totally opposite to each other have come. Those differences are of different level or different platform. Is it not? The caste, creed, religion are different. But as a citizen of the globe, सबका साथ सबका विकास ही होना, इसको उसको मिलाना नहीं, जहाँ मिलाने से गड़बड़ होता है. जहाँ मिलाने से काम बनता है मिलाओ, गड़बड़ हो रहा है तो नहीं मिलाना. And in the world of externalities, for external growth as well as protection from the external problem, every individual's mehnat contribution is required. जो सब लेकर ही जाना है. The religious differences, they're all different. वो प्लेटफॉर्म अलग है वो. जो बाहर की चीज में देखो सो एक था. And the one because of some or the other reason differentiating on the platform, if he is giving that lecture in which then Bheda Bhava is there, you can see the Rajaguna on his face, in his words also. Listeners also get, some of them may get instigated who are equally funny minded, but to the Sattvic majority people, clearly पता चलता है ये division वाला बात कर रहा है. It won't appeal to them. They may vote for other reasons, but the topic will not be appealing. Even you like a party, that person you vote because you like, that's different. But if that person talk language of differences, your heart won't accept. और उनके चेहरे पे भी आपको सारा भय दिखता है, टेंशन दिखता है. Because we being one without second, naturally, inherently, any difference spoken or felt on any account gives that bhaya, gives that dukkha in us. Inherently, we are all one. That is disturbed because of the conception or the speech of differences. Therefore, naturally, that fearlessness, that happiness, that calmness goes away. Just like we're all Indians. One, we all Indians are one. When it is said, the feeling is different. Now, North Indian, East Indian, alag hai. The word when I say, already there is a dukkha in my saying only. When I say something with dukkha, how can it give sukha to you? Division on any account. We are a one family. The unit is different. Will you bring the difference? He is earning more, he is earning less, he is consuming more, he is consuming less. Difference आ गया, then you can't be together. You can't be together means you will get separated only. फिर उसका separate हो गया तो बोझ बढ़ जाता है ना दुनिया पे. A lot of things. Then that big topic I will not take up. But this much is that Kaivalyam Satvikam Jnanam Rajasam tu Vikalpakam. Okay, Vaikalpikam Chayat. Rajo Vaikalpikam Chayat. Don't talk language of differences. Third, Prakrutam Tamasam Jnanam. What is the Prakruta Jnana? Where the thinking knowledge only about the material, the matter. All the knowledge about science is Prakruta Jnana. It is tamasic only. So Prakriti Sambandita Jnana, where we are either becoming slave to Prakriti or in the effort of making Prakriti our slave, we are getting punishment from the Prakriti. All that is Tamasa Jnana. Jada विषयों के बारे में जो ज्ञान. In fact, from this standpoint, all these outer vidyas are Prakriti Sambandha. All of them are tamasic only. For what reason? Because they create only the reality given more and more to the Jadata. And they hide from us the Shuddha Chaitanya Antaratma. That is their outcome. दृष्टि हमेशा बाहरी चीज़ों के ऊपर होती है. We will never be able to focus inside on the conscious principle. And today now you see, when we talk about the sublime subject of the self, the consciousness, the Satchidananda, people को तो ये लगता है कि किसी को है ही नहीं है और क्या बोल रहा है कुछ. Why? Their minds are continuously trained right from childhood to all their education system only about the Prakriti. So their Antakarna becomes so tamasic in this regard. They can't even sense about the presence of the sublime things, subtle things. जो प्रकृति दिख रहा है वही उनके लिए सत्य. So this is called Jnanam according to three gunas, three types. Praktam Jnanasam. Then what is the Gunatita Jnanam? Manishtam Nirgunam Smrutam. Means what? By goal and by means. Having Nishta only in that Parabrahma Paramatma, in Jnana Marga, in Krishna Rama in the Bhakti Marga, that Nishta in Paramatma called Nirguna Jnanam. This is ultimate. And one who is in Nishta in Paramatma Saguna Nirguna, he slowly discovers that, and thereafter all the world disappears from our vision as we are seeing now. For them, wherever you see that Tvaiva Chanyat Reko Vishnu, he alone is sees. And when those people talk in that language of कि जहाँ भी देखते वही भगवान है, हमको समझ में नहीं आता. Because between his experience words and our life, what we are living, there's so much of subtle difference, distance. हम जिस अनुभूति में है वो जिस अनुभूति दोनों में इतने फासला है कि हमको समझ में नहीं आ गया व्हाट इज मीनिंग बाय सेइंग दैट इन एवरी ट्री प्लांट एनिमल रिवर ओशन माउंटेन स्टार मून एवरीवेयर ओनली वन गॉड इज देयर व्हेन ही इज सेइंग इट ऑल ऑफ अस से कैसा हो सकता है भाई. वी आर इन द सेकंड एंड थर्ड ज्ञान, द राजसिक एंड तामसिक ज्ञान है तो हमको पता ही नहीं. पहले सात्विक में आके दैट्स व्हाई सेड एनीवे यू जस्ट एस्टैब्लिश वननेस. टू हिम दिस अल्टीमेट निर्गुण ज्ञानम ऑफ निष्ठा इन वननेस ऑफ परमात्मा अनुभव युक्त इज पॉसिबल. सो मनिष्ठम ज्ञानम निर्गुणम ज्ञानम हो गया. So the karma three types, the jnana three types is over. Four types in fact. Now comes vanantu satviko vasah gramo rajasa uchyate tamasam dyuta sadhanam manniketam tu nirgunam. About the places of stay are also of four types depending on the three gunas and as well as the gunatita. So very clearly it is said कि that place where there are no chance for seeing of any bhogya vastus, therefore no chance for having any bhoga sankalpa or the vasana, that place is called sattvika place. And what is actually कि vanam tu sattviko vasaha. The pure jungle where there you go, nothing man-made is there, everything is God-made. That is a sattvika vasa. Vasa means place to stay. Vanam. Is it not? Sometimes, some life, in fact, the last few years of our life, anyway, everybody is kicking us, everybody is leaving us, nobody wants us. होता ही है. After 65, still if people are loving you, means you are so unfortunate. In fact, by that time, people should take away everything from you and say bye. Then, at that time, go and stay in Vana. Develop that Satvikata in visualizing the innocent. All birds are animals, the trees, the beautiful Prakriti, Shanta, calm and quiet. Everywhere you can see the divinity there. The mountain, the rivers, the trees. The Vanavasa is so beautiful. There's a Vanaprastha ashrama is Satvika. That sort of thing. Vanavasa is going to jungle. What are there in jungle? That type of thing you can put around you. इसी nowadays कहाँ वन बचे हैं, हम सब उसको खत्म ही कर रहे हैं. So that vanavasa is mentioned for whatever the reasons that one can create in their own house, to the extent possible, keep on increasing. Mainly what is vanavasa? Where there are nothing tempting, nothing creating bhogavasana. So one by one list you can get. In Vana, do you have a TV? Current ही नहीं है. Do you have a cell phone? Tower ही नहीं होता. है ना? नहीं रखो. You are already in vanvas. Do you have vanvasa in all variety of eatable, charming? No, therefore don't have them. And what do you have in the Vana to eat? Only kanda and mula. Eat it. That is called vanavas. In Vana, are there anybody for you to talk to? No. Absolutely with yourself, you don't talk. That's it. In the silent humming of the Omkara, of the nada of the Vayu, you can listen in the jungle. गूंजता रहता है. कहीं भी जाओ, आकाश में, पानी में, हवा में, भूमि के अंदर भी जाओ, ओंकार नाद निरंतर सुनाई देता. So in your house also, keep everything absolutely non-sound. That's all you are already in Vanavasa. In Vana, you don't remember any other things, beings. So to at home, except Lord, nothing else remembered, you are already in Vanavasa. So though Vanavasa is irreplaceably Vanavasa only, idealistically, for any other reason, if they are not possible, to go to the Vana, wherever you are, we can create such one. And in Kali Yuga, 100% if you can do it is ultimate. You are given all the Ratnas and all noble prizes. But in Kali Yuga, what is expected is whatever minimum possible you must do and start increasing that possibility. Biggest problem in Kali Yuga is not doing at all. You know, the people at your own home say, not coming even for one class. अरे सद मत आ जाओ, संडे के दिन एक सुनो, एक कोई टॉपिक सुनो. How can that rejection of everything? That is why Krishna knows it. That's why Salpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayas. Mahato bhayat. Nobody can do everything in one life. And same way, nobody should be in such a form that throughout life he has not done anything. एक गलत बात है. And I believe many of your children who are grown up to 16, 17, 18, you have not taken them to any of satsanga till now. They have lived already more than 5,000 days. 15 साल मतलब 15 इंटू 365 करो. 5,000 दिनों में एक दिन भी उसको कोई अच्छा सत्संग गीता नहीं पढ़ाया. क्या पेरेंट है? आपको तो इग्नोबल प्राइज देना चाहिए, नॉट नोबल. व्हाट इज बिकॉज थोड़ा भी अच्छा करो, बुराई से बच गए, थोड़ा अच्छा कर पाए. That's how it happens. Little by little, little by little, little by. Teach children to this. Don't insist on them. That इतना होगा, थोड़ा. Only one shloka. Shuklam Bharadram Vishnu. बस इतना है. वो अकल नमः हम सहना हो सहना. थोड़ा 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 जप. बेटा भगवान का नाम एक 11 बार ले लो. 11 बार लेने के लिए 11 सेकंड लगते हैं बस. We have to protect them from not doing at all. टीवी देखो, लेकिन 15 मिनट देखो. कितने सुंदर सुंदर प्रोग्राम है, उसको देखो. You cannot avoid the influence of the world badness on them, nor we can avoid their samskara with which they came. What we can do is intelligently, tactfully adding little positive. ऑलरेडी वो लोग पॉजिटिव है तो सोने पे सुहागा और बढ़िया होएगा. यू आर लकी. If the child says, Dadaji, let us go to temple and all, है ना? And if the child is intelligent, he puts you in the temple and tells the pujari, कैच करो दादा को, मेरे को टीवी देखने नहीं दे रहा. He will come and enjoy. So little. So vanam tu satvikaha vasaha. And then once in a week, in a month, 2 days, or in 6 months, 10, 9 days. That's why देखो हर 6 महीने में एक नवरात्र आते हैं ना, वो नवरात्रों में वनवास में जाना. कोई भी 3 दिन करो, 5, जितना हो सके हमेशा संभावनाओं के ऊपर दृष्टि रख के उसका उपयोग करना है. और असंभावना तो होता नहीं. भगवान ऐसे पागल थोड़ी है कि बिना साधना मौका देने का आपको इतना बिजी रखते हैं? नो। इनफैक्ट एवरी डे 2 hours यू कैन बी इन द वनवास. बयట बाहर बोर्ड लगा देना, आई एम इन वनवास. And after 2 hours, when you come out, then the grandchild returns. When are you taking sannyas? बाहर नहीं आना उधर ही. Put 2 hours. I am in 1 hour. Feel that joy of it. And actually, if you can go, I tell you, even in this modern technological world, in Bharatavarsha, at least there will be more than 1,000 places or ashramas which are amidst vanas. And where, except a temple is there near a river belt, riverbed, then some upasana anushtana is going on. No other thing. Itne sar, you know it more than that. इनफैक्ट यू विथ ऑल योर मनी और बड़े बड़े करोड़ों रुपए के बिल्डिंग रखते हो सिटियों में, एक दो बेचकर एक बना आश्रम बना वन में कुछ लोगों को साधना के लिए मौका दे. वनवास, वनम तो सात्विको वास, where there are no disturbances, distractions, temptations. And then in this regard, without any hesitation, I have to say one thing. If somebody says he's a sadhaka, and along with all the worldly things around, he may be thinking he's a sadhaka, imagining, but he is not a matured sadhaka. He is cheating himself by saying कि चीज़ें जो भी रहने दो बाहर, फिर भी मैं अपने अंदर से साधक हूँ. वो चांस भी नहीं लेना. हमको उल्टा वाला चांस लेना है कि मांगते ही तुरंत चीज मिलना नहीं, जितने भी मांगे नहीं मिलना है ऐसी जगह पे जा. अदरवाइज आवर माइंड चीट्स अस. एंड व्हाट इट डज, इट प्लेस बोथ द ड्यूअल रोल्स. वो कहते हैं 2 घंटे तुम सत्संग कर रहे हो ना, जब भजन कर रहे हो ना, हाँ बाकी टाइम एंजॉय करो. बट इन द वेदांत और स्पिरिचुअल साधना वी हैव टू विजुअलाइज भगवान एवरीवेयर एंड एवरी टाइम. Then we are canceling whatever sadhana we are doing every day. That's why I'm saying a decision should happen in our life. Toward the end, we must go to one only. वापस नहीं आना बस उधर ही. हिम्मत है, ताकत है तो उतना नहीं है. Once in 6 months or 3 months, any time, just to go. May all of us have conviction in this and do it, which will be very beneficial. Is it not? One of our regular audience, you can see, every 2-3 months she is absent for 1 month from class. Somewhere they are doing their sadhana. It's good. एकांत में रहकर वनवास में अपना आशा. तभी in the vana only you can see Bhagavan, his infinite prakriti, its purity, and you can see yourself. In the non-vana, where the vana of the concrete jungle is there, we only see the people, the buildings, their behavior, and our biasness or negative feelings towards them. पूरा खचरा खचरा हो जाएगा अपने मन का. देर बिना मेहनत का इन वनवास माइंड बिकम्स पीसफुल. यहाँ बिना मेहनत का या जितना भी मेहनत करो, माइंड विल ऑलवेज बी डिस्टर्ब. That is why vanam tu satvika vasa. Don't try to improve that sentence. Practice, that's it. Okay. Second one said was gramaha rajasa uchyate. So that grama, including that house which is filled with all the enjoyable things, that is called rajasika sthana of stay. So vana vasa satvika stay. Grama vasa is rajasika stay. Gramavas. And when you are in that grama means the town where every facility is required, everybody is there. Then there's easily people call us, we call them, we meet each other, and things are so lavishly seen around. This happens to me every time. When I'm at home, nothing in the mind, जो है खाना. बाहर ऐसे घूमने जाते हैं ना, दुनिया पूरा इतने भोग वस्तुओं से लगता है. You forget only that you are sadhaka, then everything looks to be important and all. That natural problem is there in the gramavas. That creates all the kama, the desire, etc. Therefore, it's called rajasic. सात्विक में ज्ञान विचारणा, मन अंतर्मुख होता है. वो जो सात्विक जंगल आदि में क्यों बाहर को देखने को नहीं है, अब अंदर देखो. अब ग्राम में बाहर देखने को इतने सारे, अंदर को देखो. So many interesting things, so many attractive things. Senses are so happy in the world. They say, और देखेंगे, उधर जाके, इधर जाके, like Numaish, the annual exhibitions that happen here, Jan 1st to Feb 13, these 42 days. Every place you go, so many things to see, see, see. If after going to Numaish, कोई आंग बैठ के मैं आत्मा हूँ, नहीं हो सकता हो, है ना? वो लोग कहेंगे जिनके साथ आप गए हो, तुम आत्मा घर में, अब आत्मा नहीं, तुम अनात्मा ही हो. नो लुक एट द वर्ल्ड अराउंड. सो ग्रामवासा इज कॉल्ड राजसिक चॉइस. भगवान कहीं भी इंसिस्ट नहीं कर रहे. ही इज लिस्टिंग आउट एंड इज टेलिंग बंध कारण क्या है, मोक्ष कारण क्या है. और जीवन आपका है, स्वतंत्रता आपका है, चुनना आपका है, करना आपका है, पहुंचना आपका है. That's how when jivas are more, Bhagavan cannot be biased. He'll only put the things. Whoever chooses whatever, obviously he gives that. Like the supermarket, so many things are there. That fellow will not tell you, he lena, he lena. Anybody it wants you take, he gives you the bill, gives the item. Takes the money, gives the item. Same, this whole world is supermarket. So many things are. हमको अकल होना है what I should take. So Gramavasa is Rajasikam. The third one is our friend Tamasam Dyuta Sadanam, which are so many. Very rarely they used to be in the remote, some town or village. Now every second, third place is that only. I'm talking in India. This all came from the West more. Western people, we can't blame them. If they have, let them have. Why should we bring that culture to us? It is our murkhata and bewakufi. Dyuta sadhana means all the places of all the gambling where it happens. Every type of thing. All gambling, drinking, whatever these things are called, they are all tamasika sthala to stay. They are all inducing so much of kama krodhadi, so much of rakshasatva, so much of the traits of cheating others, etc. होता है. And that's they come with such a powerful selfishnesses. When they don't work out, then they fight with each other, they will beat each other, then kill also. कभी उस तरफ जाना भी नहीं, जाने देना भी नहीं. And nowadays, we believe or not, every house itself is Dyuta Sadhana. The children, parents sit together and ताश खेलते हैं. मूर्ख लोग. अब कोई दूसरे बंदे चाहिए नहीं आपके बच्चे का सत्यानाश करने के लिए. किसी को मौका ही नहीं दिया. खुद ही कर रहे. Everywhere and online, 100 advertisement come every day. All this Dyutam only, including your the mutual funds, your what लाल क्या बाजार कहते हैं उसको, और दलाल street, all that is Dyuta sadhana. You work honestly and according to that you get your result. That is the only honest thing. Wherever you are trying to invest less and want more, that too by bypassing all the rules, that is Dyuta sadhana. Or in that Dyuta sadhana, so much of cunningness goes on. Other person's weakness, उसके ऊपर मार कर उसका सब लूट करना. एंड देन मिलावट इतने होते हैं और चाश पत्ते वाले गेम्स में 3 मिलते हैं चौथे को हराने का. देन दे प्ले सच ए प्ले कि उसको इसको कार्ड दे, हर गेम इसको हरा कर इसको लूटते हैं. इट्स वेरी टेरेबल. यू नो इट मोर देन दैट. बाय गिविंग एन आइडिया आई एम जस्ट सेइंग दैट. द्यूत साधन. All these underworld, above the world, whatever you call, what is happening, all that. The Kala Bazari, Kala Danda, कुछ भी एक्सेप्ट काली मिर्ची, एवरीथिंग महाकाली, ये दोनों ही ठीक है. बाकी सारे काली हमको खाली करते हैं, इंक्लूडिंग खालिस्तान. देखो स्लोगन्स आज. हाँ, वेरी क्लियर अबाउट तामसम द्यूत सदनम. मर जाना चाहिए लेकिन उसमें नहीं जाना. क्यों? उसमें गए तो मर ही गए. एज ए सीकर, एज ए गुड पर्सन. क्योंकि ये मन, हाउ सेंसिटिव द माइंड, इट गैदर्स impressions and it appears that we have not remembered it, but that shows its result somewhere or the other. And I tell you, in all Hindi movies, as you see, when the hero is almost achieving some task, at the last moment the villain comes and spoils every plot. Do you remember? In the same way, these small little carelessnesses will trouble us when we are in the very highest level of sadhana. Are you understanding? Highest level of sadhana. Like you have stood in the line for darshan for 7 8 hours. Almost you are in front of the God and darshana is only for 3 or 4 seconds. उसी समय पर्स गिर जाएगा या कोई फोन करेगा. By the time you see whose phone, the God darshan is gone. You are thrown away from there. Again, when will you come to stand in that line? You remember when you are having darshan of Lord, suddenly you remember something related to some papa which was done, some desire which was entertained. Not necessarily exactly the Dyutam, but any type of that. Those, all these negative, even little chance you give, they will trouble us at the greatest sadhana level. When a Guru is giving with love such a great upadesha, if that is understood and practiced, no other thing is required, it gives you liberation. At that moment only you get distracted, only for 3 seconds. That's what I said in the morning another class. सावधानी हटी बस दुर्घटना घटी जीवन में वो सावधान को ये सारे चीजें हटाते हैं फिर व्हाट इज घटना इन लाइफ if it is not spiritual it is durghatana only is it not everything durghatana if I am not remembering the Lord I am in accident हर पल हादसा हो ही जा रहा है हमारे जीवन में इसका चोट लग भी रहा है लेकिन हम उसको महसूस नहीं कर रहे थिक स्किन हो गए ना जो किचन में जो काम करते हैं ना बार-बार हाथ जलता रहता है। कुछ दिन का इतना थिक स्किन होता है, जलता भी पता नहीं चलता। कटता है, इज़ ऑल कट, 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 कट बट दे डोंट बॉदर। लाइक इंसुलिन वाले कितना अच्छे के देखे उनका उनको थिक होता है भाई जितना भी दे दो मज़ा सेम वी आर गोइंग थ्रू दैट देयरफॉर डोंट फील बट अदरवाइज़ एवरी मोमेंट इज़ अ हादसा वेयर वी आर नॉट रिमेंबरिंग गॉड। बाय द वे तामसम द्यूत सदनम। हाँ। Let us pray, "O Lord, the entire world become only sattvic place to stay." You know, these countries like Japan, they have excelled, exceeded in the limits of dirtiness, vulgarity so much that slowly they are becoming now sattvic. They take their children to some prayer places. They're taking them for the forest, for the lonely walks to not only observe a tree. They say, so much dukh you have, go and hug the tree and tell to tree your problem. देखो कोई आदमी नहीं सुन रहा है क्योंकि उसको अपना दुख है. Then tree you hold, it will not run away also. No? You talk to it. Or you feel the silent contribution of the tree, selflessness of the tree. That consoles. So the nature walks, the nature talks. That is called vanavas, which was Satvikam vanavasam. What we saw, they are giving the training. And in our nation, because of some punya, whatever, so much of money we are getting that we as well as our next generation children only Dyuta Sadhanam or this Grama Vas of the Bhoga. देखो भगवान भागवत में सत्य बता रहे हैं आप उसको समझ कर करना अपने पीपल आर नॉट इवन रेडी टू लिसन दिस देन हाउ कैन दे बी हेल्प and you and I have listened. We have no choice but to execute it. So what I am recommending yourself, your family members, children, go and do vanavasa for some time. Go away from this and never allow Dyuta Sadhanam at home. कुछ भी हो जाए. Neither you have nor encourage them. No means no, that's it. See, this Yudhishthira Adi, with all their good nobility qualities, is not one thing called Dyutam brought so many difficulties for them. Is it not? One weakness only he had. Others encashed it. Because he's honest, they played the dishonest game. Lost. देखो द्यूतम में ऑनेस्टी नहीं होता यू में भी आने अदर फेलो के नॉट क्योंकि ऐसे ही होता है वो जीत नहीं होने का अगर आप वहाँ गफलत नहीं करोगे तो इनहेरेंटली दैट इज द एनीवे अंडरस्टूड नाउ द फोर्थ वन इज निर्गुणम क्या है भगवान से मत निकेतम मन निकेतम तो निर्गुणम there are two things. Only the Lord wherever they in temples, that is the गुणातीत स्थिति और निर्गुण तक ले जाने वाला डे पूरा घर मंदिर में बनाना spend later on in the house you make a temple and stay the whole day there only. Third, make your own heart as temple. In that make the Lord seated Along only with that God in the temple in your heart, you are there. Others should not know it. Others think that you are ordinary, normal, either ghum rahe, udhar kar rahe. Let them. But you know you are with your own Guru and God in the heart's temple. And never come out of it. नेवर बी टायर्ड अगेन एंड अगेन. ऐसा नहीं कि सुबह एक बार मैंने गुरु का अष्टोत्तर किया, नहीं, 24 घंटे करते रहना. इष्ट देव का निरंतर मंगल आरती, नामस्मरण, पूजा होता ही रहना है. बस आई एम पुजारी इस भगवान, मेरा हृदय ही पूजा मंदिर है, मैं वही हूँ, कर रहा हूँ, लोगों को नहीं पता. दिस इज अल्टीमेट. देहो देवालय प्रोक्त जीवो देव सनातन त्यजेद अज्ञान निर्माल्यम सोम भावेन पूजेत आत्मा. अपना यही देवालय है, अपना हृदय ही. In that Atma Devas Puja. Before that, in our own house, Puja Mandiram, that should be bigger than all other. Not that छोटे डिब्बे में चीनी के डब्बे और गणपति को बैठा है. Yeah, somewhere in a small room, suffocated, एसी नहीं, फैन नहीं, भगवान को बंद करके चुप, 2 काजू 1 मिश सुबह तक खा लेना, कल फिर दूंगा. And for us, huge halls of 20 by 16 and all. And in that home theater and bhoga, मीन्स इतना बड़ा होम थिएटर कि जहां से देखूं मैं, मुझको भोग और भोग ही रहना है. सी whichever is Vishala, you feel like going. Make the house Vishala in temple. All other things छोटा छोटा बनाओ, सब इधर ही आ जाते. Some small tricks they can be useful. And before that, already there are beautiful temples in your own township. And go only talk to Bhagwan, not even to Pujari. Don't trust your mind, not don't trust Pujari. Don't trust your mind. Take yourself and only talk to God. बाकी से देखना भी नहीं उनसे. Whoever they are. हमको भगवान का दर्शन, भगवती का दर्शन, उन्हीं के चरण का दर्शन, चेहरे का दर्शन. बस जो भी स्तोत्र भजन कीर्तन, we know it, do it and close eyes and be at his feet. Oh Lord, मैं आपके चरण में, जो करना है करिए, रक्षा करिए. So Maniketantu Nirgunam Tamasam Dyuta Sadanam Gramam Rajasam and Satvikam tu Vanavasam Proktam Vanam tu Satvika Vasa. तो इससे स्पष्ट और क्या आ सकता है. आप फिर बोलते हमको समझ में नहीं, तो सुन नहीं रहे हो, वो बात पहले समझो. Don't come only to listen, then come and listen also carefully. So 3 types of karma told, 3 types of jnanam told, 3 plus 1, 4 types of place of stay also are told, sattvic, rasic, tamasic, nirgunam. And this 4th one is really so effective. मंदिर में हमेशा मंदिर मंदिर मंदिर, कहीं जाना ही नहीं. I know some youngsters, all the time they are busy in going to one or other temple. They don't listen to any satsang. जरूरत नहीं है उसको, भगवान ही दे देंगे सब. That दिल की मंदिर जाऊं, itself is so great. Their office is 9, 6:30 they get up, सारे मंदिर घूम के they go to office. How beautiful. We used to do it in our days of working. Morning, going one or two places, Gurudev's place, while doing namaskar. Nobody is there. We go, sometime lock होता है. बाहर ही 5 मिनट बैठा, गुरु स्तोत्रम तपोन षटकम, गुरुपाद का स्तोत्रम अष्टोत्तरम. These 4 we do in 12-13 minutes. Go to that. All adds to sadhana. Best thing is select a wonderful temple. In that, select a good place. Don't select the place where Bhagwan is staying. मैं बैठूंगा थोड़ा दूर पे. Don't disturb God and other devotees. And one of the things is change the temples. Change temple means you going change. Don't change the temple. Why same temple again? There is a chance for creating some carelessness, taking it for granted. क्योंकि कोई भी व्यक्ति से ज़्यादा मिलो तो वो फेमिलियरिटी के कारण उनके प्रति आदर चला जाता है. फिर यू विल नेवर हैव द बेनिफिट आउट ऑफ इट. इट कैन बी गॉड, इट कैन बी द गुरु, इट कैन बी आवर ओन पेरेंट्स, इट कैन बी एनी एल्डर, सेंट, सेजेस इन टेम्पल. इसलिए समटाइम्स यू कैन, इफ यू आर एबल टू मेंटेन द डिस्टेंस, कि यू आर विथ योर गुरु फॉर 100 years, स्टिल यू हैव द सेम रेस्पेक्ट, रेवरेंस, यू आर सो ग्रेट. Generally hota nahi. Anyway, so Niketanam is over. Now the kartas are being spoken about. 4 types of karta. They all are beautifully explained, like here in Gita also, in 14, 17, 18 chapters. 14th chapter, 17, 18. Beautiful. Around 15, 30, 20 to 30 items are spoken. Each of them three types according to three guna. Jnanam karma cha karta cha tridaiva guna vedatah prochete guna sankyane yatavat srunu tanyapi sukham tvidanim srunu me bharatarshava abhyasa dramate etra dukkhantam cha nigacchati. How many things that are. And that has to be thoroughly studied as early as possible, consciously, and note down. Satvika list, Rasika list, Tamasika list. Don't allow tamas to enter. Rajas reduce, only sattva increase. This is how sadhana is done, is possible to be done, must be done. Then grow. So, satvikaha karakaha asangi. What a beautiful. The satvika karak wo hai, he is doing but with asanga. Asanga. It is a very high level. At the time of doing work, he is doing 100% perfectly. Why is doing 100% perfectly involving the karma? Because he knows he is chosen by the Lord. It is his work. Even little also I should not do any mistake. That attitude makes him fully involved with total perfection. But before doing, while doing or end of it also, none of all those activities he is attached with. Neither with kartrutva, nor with the karma, nor with the instrument is for karma, nor karma phala, everything. Hanuman is the best example. Asangi, satvikaha karaka. Every work is given so perfectly it is done. The perfection in an action is a sign of asangata. Best devotion, because it is for the Lord. If it is for me, I can do some mistake because I am the only one. If it is for the Lord, it cannot have any mistake because it is for my Lord. ठीक है ना, जब घर में कोई संत आते तो उनके लिए बनाते खाना केयरफुल्ली बनाते बिकॉज इज सेंट. सो टू एनी रिलेटिव्स whom we love, they come. अपने लिए तो चलता है. In the same way, divine work, therefore he does perfectly. While you see him when he is walking, it looks like he is so much attached to the work. That is how he must to do. He cannot be lazy, he cannot be careless, he cannot be negligent, he cannot be that way irresponsible. Perfect you do. This again you see in Gurudev. He does every activity so involvedly and perfectly as he is so much attached to the work. It looks like, but it is not the way. He says it is divine work, the divine work has to be done so perfect. So while performing, no compromise. All rules, regulations, preparations, planning, sequences, सब हो रहे हैं. But still no sangha. That is called satvika karta. Satvika karakaha asangi. Not asangi means that's why mate sangostva karmani. Asangi means काम कर ही नहीं रहा. He is bhayankara then tamasic only. Asangi satvika. Learn this art also. Let us be in this world, asangoham, 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 punah punah. I am already the blissful self. No, why should I need anything? Like Gurudev. When he discovered the self under the feet of Tapanu Maharaj and Shivananda Garu, he had nothing to gain for himself. So for the sake of the world, asangaha, sangaha, with so much of travel and tiredness and exhaustion, and with meeting so many funny people in every center of acharyas or committee members, how he was able to maintain that smile? हम एक बंदे को मिलते ही इतने डिस्टर्ब होते. He meets every day different people of different nature, different expect, different demand, different vibrations. Yet he maintains smile for only one reason, asanga. Gurudev is best one for having this satvika karta asanga. And I told you the other day, when he is entered a center, he forgets the whole world. Into that center with the member, with the yajna, with the activities, the people who call him for viksha, for him, wahi dunya. The moment the yajna is over and he goes out of that center, he will not even look back also. Gurudev never looked back and said Tata. He never looked back. Because already his mind occupied the what is to be done in the next center. That's how he could achieve so much. और जब थे वहाँ जो करना था कर दो, क्या है पीछे देखने का? पीछे देख के उधर आगे नहीं बढ़ोगे, किसी को लग जाएगा सर। नहीं तो भगवान आँख पीछे लगाते ना। Why the God kept eyes in the front? Look ahead, not पीछे. Eh. So in this way, Satvika Sangaha is our Lord Krishna, Puja Gurudev. These are all people asangata se काम किया, सात्विक करता. Then Raga Andaha Rajasaha Smritaha. Because big topic it is. I'll give only hint, you will understand. The one who is blindfolded because of the attachment, and basing on the attachment only, he is doing karma, in which there's always compromise with the dharma with adhyatmikata. That karta is rajasic karta. He may do great work there, but it is out of sangha. It doesn't fall in sattvic, it is rajasic. And here a word specifically used by Krishna is raga andaha. When you are blindfolded with raga, then you have a choice to do better work, higher work, nobler work, but you will not do that. You will only do this one. Is it not? The best example for those who are non-raga andha, those so that you can understand who are raga andha, is all freedom fighters. At the time of freedom, they were not blindfolded by their raga toward the family members and all. Hota na, they could have not. So Desha Bhakti made them conquer the blindness of raga. And those who are not, you remember, in 46, 45 or 40 or 30 से 40 तक जो फ्रीडम फाइट हुआ, इंडिया में जो 32 करोड़ थे इस आबादी था 95. Not that everybody became patriotic. You know, there are some thousands and crores. They don't even know that we were under the clutches of Britishers, and there are people so many fighting for the freedom, and they have sacrificed their life. इसको बिना जाने भी खा पी कर सोने वाले बेवकूफ बहुत थे उस समय में. Like now. So much of work is happening in the nation. But how many crores in India are not worried, concerned about anything? They don't even go to cast the vote also. Out of 130 crores, at least 70 crores are there who are absolutely selfish. They are not concerned about the prakriti of our nation, or means the natural resources, or the government, or the total prosperity, or economic situation, or the health condition. मेरे को क्या बड़ी है, अपना करूँगा, खाऊंगा, सो जाऊंगा. Why I give all that? To substantiate the example at the time of freedom, the greats like Bhagat Singh and all, Ragand, nahi the wo. And all others, they just hold on to their own विषयास और व्यक्तिस toward them, they have रागा. बस हम बच गए, मतलब हमारे लिए कुछ मिल गए तो काफी है. Then इसके लिए हम सब कुछ करें. We do good activities with raga anda, but not the correct or the best activities. कि वो काम करना अलग है, काम अच्छा करना अलग है, अच्छा काम करना अलग है, सबके भलाई का काम करना अलग है, उसको अच्छा करना अलग है, भगवान के लिए करना अलग है. देर आर वेराइटी, लेवल्स आर देयर. एक ही नहीं होता. सो दिस राजसिक पीपल रागांध, they are not useful for the world much. They can't join the big service sectors like the army and all. आर्मी में ज्वाइन है तो यू कांट हैव राग अंध. यू आर कहीं सियाचिन में डालेंगे आपको सर्दियों में 40 माइनस में, यू हैव टू दे दूसरा राग फॉर देह आदि राग ऑफ द फैमिली, दे वोंट टू गो. And another category started last 20 years is absolutely not even a feeling of sensitivity for their own parents. Those stupid fellows again for their own money, they leave parents, everybody, including the nation, and for the sake of little more dollars, they go everywhere. And they justify it. And we're working for the country, we're getting more money, and we're sending some money to the nation. अब ऐसा कोई गवर्नमेंट से बोलते हैं ना, उसको हम जवाब नहीं दे सकते, भैया वी नो हम हार जाएंगे. एक आज ये बाहर वाली बात नहीं, अंदर की बात. अंदर की बात बोला नहीं जाता है कि नहीं, समझाया जाता है. वो समझने को तैयार नहीं है, खुद ही बोल रहा है, वो बोलने भी नहीं दे रहा. Being in our nation amidst all beautiful culture and all, I can't convey it to them if they are not ready to listen. If they are ready to listen, they don't go first of all. ये सब आजकल का ट्रेंड है. Everybody in India wants to go abroad for earning lot of wealth and all. Luckily, the communication system brought such thing. Wherever you go, if you are interested, you are in touch with India again. All the time you are in touch with your guru, your shastra. Like some of you are in different countries. But wherever you are in touch with shastra. You are more in touch with shastra than Indians. जो यही मंदिर के बगल में रहते हैं, उनसे ज़्यादा आप कांटेक्ट में हो भगवान से थ्रू ऑनलाइन. दैट्स ऑल पॉसिबल. आवर आइडिया इज टू बी क्लियर इन दिस कि रागांधः राजसिक कर्ता. Then there the selfishness comes, the biasness comes, a little dishonesty comes, the corruption comes. Ragandha. In politics, even in some places, industries, education system, this ragandhata happens. Therefore, even if the child doesn't deserve, usko hum position dete hain. By this, the other one who deserves more, honest more, is not given value. Then he jumps to the other party. जाने दो एनीबॉडी कैन से. जाने देना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. क्यों जाने दे. ये है बड़ी बात. So to in education, my child is in the college. I am also principal of that college. There was some raga andha or of industries. Oh, anywhere. There are very few people who are free from any raga andhata. You know, yesterday I was reading that. And then a president of India, his daughter is a flight pilot. Kuch hai. So nobody knows that he's retiring now. For security reasons also, it was not really more than that. तो क्या है, he may be father of president, but she's our wife pilot. No ragand. He can buy flights and give her. चाहिए था. You know, that's some places you can see. Good people are there. रागांध नहीं है. Last one is what? स्वामी जी इतने बोलो मत सात्विक राजसिक, मेरे बारे में बोलो ना. आ रहा हूँ. तामसा स्मृति विभ्रष्टा. What is that? Where what is to be done, what is not to be done. Called कर्तव्य अकर्तव्य बुद्धि. वो स्मृति हमेशा भूल जाती. And they are always, I am sorry brand. Everything they do wrong and next moment they say, I am sorry. The only correct thing they do is they say, I am sorry. Everything is wrong. Satvika, tamasa, smriti vibhrashta. They're always in dilemma, in delusion, in confusion, that what exactly to be done, not to be done. Whether it is vocal talking, whether it is the thoughts of mind, whether it is a physical activity, whether it is a movement, smriti vibhrashta, tamasic. All these youngsters, you know, when they do gaadi chalate hain, not becoming aware that there's a hospitals, there are schools are there, old age homes are there. This called smriti vibhrashta. That is tamoguna added with arrogance, supported by the stupid parents who gave them that vehicle as well as permission. Tamasic smriti vibhrashta. See, we should not become cynical, but we cannot compromise with being sensitive. Every moment of ours should be measured in terms of how much I am disturbing or not disturbing others. That awareness, alertness is called Shuddha Sattva Guna. हर बार भूल जाते हैं मैं कौन हूँ, कहाँ हूँ, क्या करना, क्या नहीं करना. As I told you the example youngsters, nowadays same thing everywhere. Knowingly they forget. See, याद करके भूल जाना. आजकल के मजेदार बात. Educated daughters-in-law and all of them, you know, they decide not to serve or help mother-in-law and they forget जानबूझकर. मदर-in-law टेल बेटा उस समय दवाई देना, उसको याद आता है, फिर याद करके भूल जाती है. 2 घंटे के बाद कहती मैं भूल गई. तामसिक. There are arrogances in today's world to do हिंसा to other fellow. जानबूझकर दे भूल जाते हैं, टाल जाते हैं. In all the hospitals, you know, the tamasic. What is that? Payment is not given. But banda mar raha hai. How can a doctor say like that? That's not one doctor's fault. It's the entire medical system and government's mistake. The education should be, life should be given importance. Yes, we know that if that is done, the other fellows will take it for granted and all. उसको balance करने का तरीका अलग है. You should not create a new problem because there is another problem. You have to solve that problem, but not add another problem, no? Now, if a person, because of your insistence, could not bring money or anything on time and he died, he will bring back the money, but will you bring the patient who died? That is Smriti Vibrama. Ki, I have signed on a becoming on the day of becoming a doctor that life of the beings is important. I use my profession unbiasedly to serve them. वो sign होता है वो doctor को. Every government servant will have to make a signature. All that if you read, I read it. What is written in all those things. But Smriti Vibrama. I forget that I am a doctor. Crores of rupees are spent on me to make me a doctor to save hundreds of lives or the pains. This Smriti Vibram ho gaya? Then now I spend those money, I must earn that, then do all gaflat. I'm giving one example, not everybody like that. In every field, wherever it is. Even if I am sitting here with any other intention than doing seva to you, seva to Shruti Mata, seva to the Rishi Parampara, seva to Sanatan Dharma, other than this kartrutva or identity, anything else I have, I am tamasic. How can I forget that why I am doing what I am doing? And how can I think any other thing other than this? If I do means I am not matured. मैं बोल रहा हूँ क्या बोल रहा हूँ क्यों बोल रहा हूँ किसको बोल रहा हूँ कैसे बोलना नहीं पता तो फिर आई एम नॉट ए समझदार matured. In the same way, everywhere when the karta is not knowing what is dharma adharma, what is correct and not correct and all, he is called a tamasic karta. Where deliberately he forgets kartavya and does which is not to be done. Smrti Viprama. Everywhere. You know why many of the accidents happen? Smrti Viprama. Every day we are seeing. यानी अब सब्जेक्ट एग्जाम्पल तो हजारों आपको मिलते हैं. सो इज ए सात्विक कर्ता असंगी, राजसिक कर्ता रागांधः, तामसिक कर्ता always forgetting exactly what he has to do, Smriti Vibrama. And who is the Nirguna Madapashraya? No, it's the very highest thought. I can't explain all that. But he is always in so deep touch with the Lord that he does exactly what Lord wants from him. And in fact, he is not there to do. Lord only does through him. That's called as Nirguna Karta, Madapashraya. At such highest level, he is not even aware that he is a Karta and there is a karma and is happening. Yet through him a great noble action happens in the service of the world. And Madhava has a lot of explanations to be given. He so much surrenders to the Lord, tunes to the Lord. From the Lord, he gets all the signals, whether to do something or restrain from doing something, do to what extent, etc. बिना कोई संशय का उनको भगवान के आज्ञाएं मिलते हैं, वही होता है. Like हनुमान जी. When he denied Mainaka, Hanumanji did not deny. Prabhu Mudrika meni mukhamahi, the Lord Rama made him deny it. When he went to the Surasa discussed, and then he became bigger, smaller, entered. It is not he, Madapashraya. The Lord Rama made it. When he had given one ghosa to that Simhika, it is. When he had to give another satsanga to that Lankini, according to Tulsi Ramayana, one satsanga he gave. She says, thank you for satsang. She said like that, Tulan tahi sakalamili jo sukalava satasanga. After a gusa. And that was so. Then everywhere, whether it is hiding till it becomes little dark, throughout night searching, then restraining from his thought of committing suicide according to Valmiki Ramayana, then feeling there's one place left out, the Shokavatika, and doing all prayer there, Namos Ramaya Sarakshunaya Devi is the say, all these mantras Hanumanji says before his final search for Sitaji in the Ashokavatika. There finding her again sitting on the tree. All of them are Madhapashraya. Because at every moment there was a chance for doing mistake. And anywhere any little mistake done, the total work would have collapsed. Nowhere mistake happened, total work accomplished. It cannot be done by a human or any individual. It can be done only by the divine. And divine will be doing the work through individual when he is in the nirguna sthiti of Madhapashraya. Is it not? Did you anywhere feel Hanumanji excited or felt very tired, lazy, or became angry and all? Whenever he felt the Hanuman Jiva was there, immediately the Ishvara, the Rama took over and put him on again right track. Every thought. Then how to talk to that Ravana, after killing all those Rakshas and fighting, with a Poonch Jalaya, then what to do? It was noticed. That is why Prabhu ki Kripa Bhayo Sab Kaj. दैट वर्ड में सब कुछ रहता है, उसको पकड़ना है, वही सूक्ष्मता है. ऐसे कुछ पोर्शन पढ़ो जन्म धन्य, सब 10 बार पढ़े लेकिन नॉट विथ सटलिटी, दैट इज नॉट ए ग्रेट स्टडी. एनीवे, सात निर्गुण मदपाश्रय, निर्गुण मदपाश्रय. And Lakshman ji is in that state. Will not even ask, brother, why are you telling me to drop Sita Jar? Why are you doing that? Correct. Ramji knows. That is why he took the risk of taking this fellow 14 years. Otherwise, one risk is anyway taking, wife. Why will he take other one? Only when he knows that not only there is no risk, but there is a help by them. Okay, yeah? These are the 3 types of kartas. Then 3 types of shraddha will come. Then 3 types of food will come. Then the 3 types of sukha will be told. After that, a list of 8 items. Homework is given to us. In this also, there are 3 types. Depending on 3 guna, you read Bhagavad Gita. That's how Bhagavan will leave us in this topic. Then he explains, in this world, everything is of 3 gunas. I am the Gunatita. Aim at me and transcend the gunas and reach me. Those beautiful guidance Bhagavan gives. This chapter is so complete and so important. If you put effort, easy to understand. If we put effort, easy to even do also. That's why we are slowly, steadily, consciously trying to at least listen, understand every shloka. If you can digest it, if you can commit for it, if you can take it as a vrata, and if you do it at every cost, then in this one life only one can discover the Lord. May we all become like that very soon. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Bhagavad Mahapurana Shastra Ki Jai. श्री वेदव्यास सुखदेवादि भागवत आचार्य की जय. श्री परीक्षित उद्धवादि भागवत भक्त श्रोता की जय. हाँ.